Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Sam. This will be alongside me today, as always, the man behind X. Oh, I said it this time. Ooh, spooky. Wrestling voice of reason, Scott, as well as the third man from parts unknown, probably his basement, Ethan. This is ATR is War. We're coming to you on Taco Tuesday to talk about Bash in Berlin, NXT, No Mercy. Before we begin, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow us on everything, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Oh, by the way, we're a podcast. We're in your ears now. This is like Rafa Khan. It's like they put things in our ears and made us do things. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about this weekend's pay-per-view. Guys, I had a lot going on. As you all know, it is not just beginning of football season, but it is the conflicting season of spooky season. So I have not watched this yet. It looks like Jack Skellington has puked into my house and is going to continue to do so for 2 months. That being said, how was this weekend show?
I enjoyed them. I thought more top quality stuff from WWE and NXT. It's tough for me to say which one I liked more, though. I was pretty on the fence for both. Like which one I liked more. So it was good. I enjoyed it though.
The shows went by so quick. I couldn't believe. I was like with Bash in Berlin, like it was like 4 o'clock my time. It was like, oh crap, we're on the main event. Holy crap! Yeah. And then, by the way, there's one Ethan pick. I'm not gonna. Well, these two know which show it's on, but I won't say anything until we get to that show. But there's one Ethan pick out of 2 shows, which is kind of, if you think it's bad, it's not really. But I still enjoy the shows. Yeah. I'm like Scott. I'm on the fence. I really enjoy both, but I don't know. I might have to get the slightest No Mercy if I'm being honest.
I'd agree. Yeah, that's true. I mean, especially since, well, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah,
we'll get to it.
Yeah, we got to it.
All right, guys. Well, let's get right into it. We had the first pay-per-view. I'm going to say pay-per-views because it's like calling Gunther Walter, because he's Walter. I don't care what anyone says.
Fair enough.
First pay-per-view in Germany. Bash in Berlin. 5 matches. Scott, take this one away. Let's start.
I will have to applaud Triple H and everybody for getting this entire pay-per-view done in 3 hours and 6 minutes. It was essentially a Raw show, but it was great because these 5 matches all delivered. I will agree with Ethan talking about how there's only one Ethan pick in the whole weekend. A lot of these shows, a lot of these matches, I'd give them a lot of 7s out of 10s. Ethan has that 8 out of 10 threshold, but a lot of these were really, really good. So our first one, which I thought was probably one of the better storytelling matches of the night, was for the Undisputed WWE Championship with Cody Rhodes taking on and defeating Kevin Owens. KO had multiple opportunities to go back to old KO, attack the knee that Cody said he was having. Well, the Cody was denying that he had a problem with, but KO said that he had people telling him that there were problems. He had perfect opportunities to powerbomb on the apron of the ring. As we know, it's the most hardest part of said ring. But KO played it nicely. He did burn Wade Barrett pretty good, which was quite hilarious.
That was funny.
Yeah. But yeah, Cody ended up getting the win. I still feel like this is not the end of this story, but I don't know. I'd give this one a 7 for me anyways.
Hey, that's a 7 as well. Yeah. This was a really good match. I mean, I like where KO, Wade Barrett's like, you idiot. And Kevin's like, you shut up, you idiot. And I'm like, ooh, future match. Book it.
Oh my God.
That'd be pretty fun. But like Scott said, there's a few times. I like where Owens was going to chop block him. And he's like, no, ref, go check on him. And Cody's like, I'm okay. And they just keep fighting.
Yeah.
On the floor, but I think I like KO, but I think he needs a refresher again. If I'm being honest, I think he needs to go heel again. I'm glad they didn't do it here. To be honest with you, I was waiting for it, but because he pushed the camera, I'm like, uh-oh.
During the hug at the end, yeah.
They're pointing at him a little too long, so something's gonna happen here. And then they just went to a commercial. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
KO is good in short face runs.
Correct.
Really good in short face runs. They can't be too long. Because when he goes heel, and again, for me, KO was always good, but I really think he came to his own, especially in WWE, with his run with Jericho. That's where I felt like his mic skills just went through the roof.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think at some point, and again, KO's, I'd say personally, top 5 talent in that company. My personal,
I wholeheartedly agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would argue. I mean, he's been face for a bit, and I think it's time to get a good old heel KO run back in the E.
Let's get asshole Kevin Owens back.
Yes, the actual prize fighter.
AKO.
Yeah. Well played, sir. Well played.
So our second match of the night was for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. It was Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill getting the dub, getting their titles back, defeating the unholy union of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. This match was good. Part of me was hoping for hoping for a turn of some sort, but they seemed to be going real strong with Bianca and Jade being a solid tag team, which honestly, if you think about it, is good for Jade, because Jade is still very green, even with her stuff that they did in AEW, which of course now Jade does not want to talk about AEW anymore. Watching the scrum afterwards, she really just shot down somebody asking about like her time at AEW versus her time here, and she just like, I don't want to talk about AEW anymore, and I'm just like, you go. This is fantastic. Also, a little bit of a getting out of soapbox for a second. Some of these people need to not ever be able to ask questions again in these media scrums, or you need to screen these questions, because there were some questions that just were like, why are you asking this question? This has nothing to do with the show that just happened. You're trying to bait click and all this other stupid shit, and it's not necessary, and it's just all right. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. This match, like I said,
keep going. Come on.
No. There's a time and a place for this type of stuff, but I want to focus on these shows because these shows were good and they deserve to be talked.
Yeah, no.
Good. I'd probably give this maybe 6 out of 10. But yeah, I think I'm glad that Jade and Bianca are still a tag team, but I'm waiting just in the wings for whenever that whoever turns on who. It's going to be good. It's going to be, as the kids say, cinema.
There, put your back. I also give this one 6 out of 10. This was good. This is my least favorite. Like, I wouldn't say it was bad. Like, it was still good, but if I had to say like what's my least favorite, I'd probably say this one. Honestly, I'm glad we all knew they were gonna put Taz back on them. Like, let's just be honest here. This was actually pretty fun. Like Scott said, I thought that the heel turn doesn't help me yet. I think might start at the Rumble, like, the typical.
Yep.
Oh, you eliminate me. Okay, now
Yep.
I'm gonna eliminate you, and it's like
that is true.
That's probably how they're gonna start. Yeah, the scrum just right quick. Yeah, like Scott said, start screening these questions. Like, come on. Like, even Jay's like, I'm gonna give that's in the past. Like, I got nothing bad to say about them. Blah blah blah. I'm like, this is worse than the FT All In scrum. Which, you know what? That's a future ATR Wars 4 episode. Media scrums, boys.
Yes.
That's our next.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
My God. Like, whatever. I'm gonna be a Scott. I'm just gonna move on. Anyway, I like that. What is it like Bianca kicks them and then Jay just throws them like a German suplex.
Yeah, their combo finisher is pretty cool. They just need to work on their delivery of it. Like, the way they did it in this one was a little sloppy, but obviously, whatever. I'm just sitting here nitpicking something that, they've been wrestling for, freaking 12 minutes. They're tired. I get it. These things happen. Whatever. But yeah, keep doing it. Keep working on it. And that should be one of the cleanest tag team finishers out there.
I like that that one where Bianca, like, how she does the handspring moonsault from the ropes, but instead of that, she uses Jay, and Jay just gives her a dominator, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
I like that one's actually pretty cool. But Alba Fire, they're underrated, especially Alba Fire, Kaylee Ray. Yes. But yeah, least favorite, but it was still good. 6 out. I think this was the shortest match, wasn't it? Or second shortest?
Yeah, no, It was the shortest. Yeah.
Oh. Well, I thought this was second short. Oh, the mixed tag was 14.
The mixed tag, it was a little over 14.
Okay. Yeah.
But our third match, which for me, I think was match of the night, only for just another storytelling one that was just great. our strap match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, with CM Punk getting the win, tying them up 1-1. The next pay-per-view is Bad Blood. I think we all know what's coming next, but yeah, this was just great. Just beating the ever-living crap out of one another. I also found it funny that the strap kept falling off CM Punk like 4 times in this match.
I noticed that.
And the ref would just kind of sneak and be like, da, 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 here you go, put that back on, and then off you go. But Punk got his bracelet back after it sat in Drew's trunks for most of the match.
He should watch that.
And just
Go watch that first, buddy.
Just yikes. But I really enjoyed this one. This one, for me, I'd give this an 8 out of 10. But I know Ethan didn't, but still, I really enjoyed it. Was my favorite.
Out of the matches, this is actually I agree with you, Scott. I wouldn't say it's an Ethan pick. It's a 7 out of 10 for me. Honestly, do you think they should have did a pinfall or submission strap match, not the 4 corners?
No, I liked the 4 corners. It's something we haven't seen in a while because most of them have been pin or submission. So this is the traditional way of doing a strap match, and I liked it. I also thought it was kind of weird that they gave the green to Punk when everything that Drew wears has green in it.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that because I know.
I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I know, again, it's a stupid nitpick, but it's just like continuity, guys. Come on,
missed opportunity. I like how. Go ahead, Scott.
No, you go ahead.
I will say I like this better than their SummerSlam match. A little bit better.
Yes.
And this is almost like unofficial 3 stages of hell.
Pretty much.
Because basically SummerSlam was the special guest referee, and then this one was Strat, and then we all know they're gonna go to the Strat. But Punk said backstage that he's pretty much done with Drew going for the world title. But let's be honest, they're not done yet. Drew said that at SummerSlam.
Drew's gonna pull a Braun Strowman, and I'm not done with you yet. That's pretty much
finished with you yet.
Yeah, this is pretty much what's gonna happen. We're gonna get Hell in a Cell or something sinister. Can't do a First Blood match because pretty sure you just look at Drew or look at Punk the wrong way and he'll start bleeding, which he did in this match too.
We got blood, baby.
For me, my favorite part of this match, and I'm kind of glad they didn't finish it doing this, but and I think I mentioned this during the pick show. There was one part where Drew had Punk on his shoulders, and Drew would go and slap the corner,
and then Punk
behind it would do the same. And I'm just like, oh my god, they're actually going to do this. This is great. So they get through 3 of them, and then Punk gets off of Drew's shoulders, and they do this like stretching out to like get the last turnbuckle. They're like, no. The other hand comes in.
I brought that. I said that for the finish. I wasn't expecting Punk to go GTS corner.
That was great.
I did like that. But Punk, you need to watch that bracelet first, buddy. I'm just gonna be. But this was actually my match of the night, though. Honestly,
I will agree with that as well. Our next match was the mixed tag team match with revenge on the mind. It was the Terror Twins of Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley getting the victory over Judgment Day's Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan via the pretzel pinfall, as Rhea Ripley aptly named it, or as Damian Priest, what was it? It was the take it easy pin. So
the take it easy pin.
That one I think is more hilarious. But whatever. I digress. I digest. I'm like, no, whatever. Anyways, I'm tired. Leave me alone. This was the only match that we all disagreed on. Sam and I took the L on this show because because Ethan picked the Terror Twins to win.
I'm so glad I picked them.
I know. I almost did too, and I'm like, no. I'm like, I really think a good story would be going. Whatever. Anyways,
not our fault. They booked it wrong.
Judgment Day got screwed.
I mean, we all knew that Judgment Day would get involved, which they all did.
You did call that. You did call that first.
I just expected that would actually lead to a win, which would then turn into something at Bad Blood. But it probably still will, because now that Rhea pinned Liv, she's obviously next in line for the title. So they'll probably have some gimmick match.
Hell in a Cell.
I think that would be wonderful at Bad Blood, but we'll see. I'd probably give this one, at least from an entertainment value, I'd probably give this one a 7 as well, maybe a 6.5. But no, I enjoyed this as well.
I give this one a 7 as well. This is I like how wow, what a bump by Dominic on the announce table when Priest closed. I mean, he did like a basically a spinning corkscrew to. I'm like, out.
Yeah,
That looked painful. We all for a second there, I was like, no, don't. I can't let the voice win. I need this. um, it's funny because like I like how Liv was getting mad and then Priest like turn around and then Ripley just like smoked her in the head. But I like another part where Dominic's like, give me a hug. And then Liv comes every it's just like boom, all right in the face. I'm like, okay, that was kind of funny.
Yep.
But this sets up bad blood. Honestly, I know people are I'm kind of tired of 2 NSOs. We don't really need them. But in this case, I mean, Triple H hasn't done that since he booked, which is nice. But I think honestly, if you're doing 2 Hell in a Cell matches, it should be going to the Raw side this year, not one of each. Because let's be honest, there's not really much on SmackDown you can do.
That's very true.
Unless Roman naturally comes back again and it's like, hey, we're gonna have a match.
I'm gonna. This is what I think I said this months ago. With what's going on with the Bloodline, that's a War Games match. That's not a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I agree with that.
100% agree. 100% agree. I just need to see the storytelling of how Roman is able to go and find Jay and Sammy, bring Jimmy back, Paul Heyman. You get the OG Bloodline one last time. Like shit. Like I would fly to Vancouver to go watch that because I got to watch it 2 years ago when it was in Boston. Holy shit, was that an amazing event?
I actually forgot you went to that one actually.
Oh god, that was so good.
OG versus Timu, or if I joke on the
Timu, yes, the Timu version.
Hey, Jacob Fo 2 got his walking boot off. So,
oh boy, now he's at 100%.
Oh no, him in the cage!
Dangerous.
Run, guys, run! I pissed off Simone Werewolf. At that house show in Germany, they put us in a club where Jacob's like headbang, and you can see the water just coming off his head. I'm like, oh no.
And they also got Gunther in Ilya.
I see. They actually uploaded that, I think.
I saw clips of it. I didn't see if there was a whole match, but again, digress. Our main event, which I thought was very, very good. The crowd was just insane this entire match. Gunther taking on and defeating Randy Orton by technical submission. He made the Viper go to sleep. This match was real good. I really enjoyed this. This for me was, I'll give this an 8 out of 10 also for me. Gunther with the home crowd was wonderful. You had Ludwig giving him the entrance.
That was cool. I like how Gunther was going to do it. And all I saw was, I was like, whose hands?
I saw the hands and I'm just like, yep, there we go.
But it's appropriate though for him to do it in this. And the crowd were like, yay. And it's Samantha's like, okay.
All right.
All right.
You got it. It's fine. Like it was like going to a soccer game or a football game. It was just like the chants. They started doing the wave, and then Randy
tried to get Gunther to do
Randy did the wave, and the crowd went insane. Tried to get Gunther to do it, and Gunther's like, "Nah."
Randy's like, "Okay."
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, this was a main event. Like, I liked all the other matches. This was the perfect and really the only match that could have been the main event of the show. Being first time in 27 years, being over in Germany, the first ever premium live event, they went all out for this match. This was almost a 35-minute match, and it did not feel 35 minutes. Could they cut out some stuff? Yes. Yeah, there was some slowness to this match at some point, but I think just trying to savor, being in Germany and just everything. Yeah, but I really enjoyed this.
I did too. I just wanted 7. I like this one better than their finals. A little bit better.
Well, yeah, because it was the definitive winner this time too.
Yeah, it's just true. My only nitpick, like Scott already said it, like it did not need to go 35 minutes. Look, I still really enjoyed it, but it did not need to go 30. I would have said maybe 10 at the most, but I'm just nitpicking. Like
10 minutes or 10 minutes cut off.
10 minutes cut off.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, no, oh my god.
Oh god, no.
Woo!
Yay, 10 minutes. No, but this could have been at least 25 minutes at the most. They did not need to go 35. I thought Orton, I like Randy Orton, but I think he's trying to pull the Undertaker for longest entrance. It's like, okay, dude, come on, let's just get a little moving. But oh, go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, I was gonna say pretty much. I think going off of Scott, if Gunther wasn't the champion, and I don't think Gunther was dropped the championship, so this can happen. This just happened to fall with everything going on under Triple H. You could have knocked it off, but who knows when they're going to be in Germany again for a pay-per-view. Yeah, right. They do house shows all the time. That's fine. But you're in Germany. You're going to, again, Scott and I say it all the time. These SummerSlam 92.
Yep.
The British Bulldog. And was that technically the first pay-per-view out of the States or out of North America?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, granted. That one's complicated. That could have gone longer a little bit, but we know why it didn't.
Right.
But I think for the sake of the moment, for Gunther and for Germany, 35, we'll take the 35.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely didn't hate it. Just from like a flowing standpoint, there were a few things where it's like, but it wasn't. The funny thing is, it wasn't Gunther like that would look to the crowd. It was Randy that always did it. I don't know if we did that on purpose, but there'd be a few moments where Randy would just turn and look at the crowd and just kind of take it all in. And it's just like, I get it, but you're the man in enemy territory. Like,
yeah, I thought that was a little weird.
Just go after Gunther. You know, like Gunther's character is not going to allow him to soak it in. He didn't soak it in until afterwards when they did an interview with him on the post show, and he did everything. Right, yeah. He did everything in German. I'm just like, yay, because obviously I don't speak German, so it's just like,
can we have a translate?
Yeah, no, right.
Also, and they also said that's the first like TV stuff in 27 since Raw went there with the final at the York. I think they taped that Raw, I think, and then Jim Ross and them had that like commentary over it. It's like, oof.
Maybe I don't know,
but
I don't remember.
But first television / premium live event in 27 years. So, and I like how they brought Triple H during the pre-show up as well. Last time I was here, I wrestled Bret Hart, which I thought that was kind of cool bringing up.
Yep.
And then didn't Cody say he had to leave early because of his daughter or something?
He actually, I don't believe he was even there. I think that segment with Byron was taped because and this is going to make me feel so old. Triple H's eldest daughter is now a freshman in college. And I'm just like, thank you, Sam. I was like, when I heard Cody say that, and Cody went EVP for like a one night only, so I kind of popped off of that too, because he had to say all the numbers and stuff like that. But when he said that, my jaw dropped, and I'm just like, how? Where is the time gone? How is this girl 18? Number one, going to college? What the hell? Jesus Christ!
We're all. I'm 27. We're all feel. I was like, oh crap.
It's insane. Time stops for nobody. Holy shit.
Nope. And neither does this podcast. So let's hop over to
guys. We're not taking 35 minutes on this main event.
Let's talk about probably to this day, I would argue, one of the best pay-per-view names WWE has had. Spawns probably the greatest wrestling video game of all time. NXT No Mercy.
Very, very good show. Very solid the whole way. All 6 matches. There was not a dud in any of these matches. Nope. It was fantastic. So our first match was for the NXT Tag Team Championships. It was for Axiom and Nathan Frazier taking on and defeating Chase University's Andre Chase and Ridge Holland to reclaim their tag team titles. But the biggest shocker of them all, which Ethan and I were talking about while this was happening, how we were both pissed that we didn't see this coming, Ridge Holland turning on all of Chase U, taking everybody out and putting Andre Chase in the back of an ambulance. I'm upset at the fact that I didn't see it coming, number one. Number two, I thought maybe it was too early for him to turn. Obviously, we'll find out on Tuesday why, or we might wait till the next week, depending on how Shawn Michaels wants to have that show go. But, man, good match. I thought there were many near falls of this match where I was like almost off my couch because it was like, oh my god, this is gonna end it, and then another kick out. It was real good. I'd give this one, for me, I'd definitely give it a 7 out of 10 for storyline as well.
That's what I gave it to. Honestly, I would have did it a little different. Like, honestly, at first I was like, what was the point of having dropping the tallest, giving right back to, and then Scott, you were like, because Holland's first, which I get that. But the way I would have did it was basically like keep the towels on them and change it like, I want one more shot, and if we lose, like we don't get a shot. It's on like the last chance crap.
Yeah, but they've been doing that too much recently.
Yeah. Or something like that. Or basically like, let's have a rematch and then they lose it and then Holland turns on because they had the opportunity kind of thing. I would have did a little different, but hey, look, Duke and Riley were right though. They couldn't trust Holland. They actually proved their point.
That's true.
I thought there was a couple of times where I thought same things. I was like, oh, it's over. Like I think when there was one spot like, I think where on Trace pin Axiom, and I thought that was it. I was like, oh, it's over. First point on the board. Nope. I saw some people saying there's too much kicking out. Honestly, I don't think there's too many personally.
In some of these matches, they're which one was it? Kalani and Wendy. I think there was too much kicking out of, or at least too many times of attempting a pin. But whatever. But I can see where people would be like, why are there so many pinning opportunities? Like, just I get it.
But I still enjoyed this one. I mean, good for Frazier and Axiom for gain of the 2-time champs. And we got a triple threat match on Tuesday. So I think, honestly, spoiler, I'm just gonna say it's probably the Rascals.
Probably, yeah. It's a triple threat match to determine the new number one contenders on Tuesday between the Rascals with Gallus and Hank and Tank, who've kind of like snuck their way into the number one
Public Enemy 2.0.
No, come on now. They're not that bad. Just kidding.
No, just for the clothing though. But I mean, they are gotten better. But I think it's gonna be Rascals getting the shot. That could be a banger.
But speaking of the Rascals, nice segue, Ethan. Thank you. Our next match, which from
God damn it,
from a feels moment, was probably the best match. Was the grudge match between Zachary Wentz and Wesley, with Zachary Wentz getting the victory, giving Sam and I the victory on this show.
Because the second match in.
Because this was the only split that we all had. I love also, I got to shout out Vic Joseph. This man is underrated on commentary, number one. Number two, there was a point where Wesley had hit Wentz so hard and Wentz had flown out of the ring, I think. And Vic Joseph said, God, Wentz was hit so hard, he's going to think his name was Carter. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Nice call out to Nash Carter. Zachary Wentz's NXT
Not the first time he's made little Easter eggs.
His Easter eggs are everywhere. And it's just, when I catch them, I'm just like, all right, sir, I see what you're doing. He's severely underrated.
He is.
I love him and Booker T together, but putting him on the main roster somewhere is going to be a treat for whichever show gets him.
I think on SmackDown, if I'm being honest.
I think he could be the next Michael Cole once Cole's done.
Ooh.
Just with how good he is on the mic. But we'll see. We'll see. That's just my hot take. But for me, this match was an easy 8 out of 10 for me.
7 for me. This was I mean, congratulations, Zach, by the way, for winning the X-Fish title at Emergence Friday.
And coming out with the title.
It's 2020. I still can't believe that we got a partnership. Like, holy crap. But when that's an Ethan pick, by the way, that Ultimate X match, that's an Ethan pick. That was really fun. I mean, he deserved that. So when, like Sam said, like on our picture, like he got justice wrong to him. That's all I'm gonna say about that because we don't need to dig that grave back up. Kind of missed opportunity for the X-Fish title to be on the line, just jokingly, because every match was a title match.
But still, though, now this adds flavor to the next chapter of this story because this isn't over because Wes is not going to take this line down. So I can definitely see on the TNA side of things, Wes now invading and trying to take him out. So we'll see. I'm glad that honestly, for me, this was the main reason why I picked Zachary Wentz to win because I want this story to continue because if they do this correctly between both brands, this could be one of the best storylines that either company have come up with in quite a long time, just because of the whole brotherhood between the three of them. Like even Trey Miguel getting involved at the very end of this, saving Zach from getting hit in the face with a chair.
After that behind the table moment.
Yeah.
I felt bad. I think Wes is like, because you can see him leaning over. I think he's trying to say, like, let's just do it anyway, just without the table. Because I think the spot was going to be, he was going to hit the Meteor through the table.
Yeah, through the table, yeah.
But,
yeah, Zachary Wentz got put on the table by Wes, and I heard the table pop, and then I looked towards it, and then you just see it slowly just fall apart. And even the crowd was like, "Ah, boo."
Aw, no
Table's like, as Ethan likes to say, it's not going to work for me, brother.
That don't work for me, brother. But I mean, that was kind of like the MJF Jay White spot. Because remember when MJF was going to do it, but that was basically that spot. I remember Wes was going to hit him with the chair. I'm like, no, you dumbass! Don't make me lose the point because you're going to be an idiot DQ. Well, and a friend of mine texted me, and I think he was like, he should have won by DQ. Well, like he didn't technically touch him; he just grabbed the chair from him. So that's not
right.
I jokingly say he got screwed, but I mean, I almost want Wentz, but I feel like where West turned heel, like I feel like you want to like build that kind of thing. Like,
I mean, yes, normally yes, but I think now this adds even more fuel because the whole thing of him saying that he's a WWE superstar and that Wentz is just an NXT, just a TNA wrestler.
Yeah,
it gives the whole like air of superiority and how that's not how these two companies have been going. Like they've been a great partnership between them. Like NXT's been sending their stars over. Like they had the NQCC go over for a little bit. They've had some of their women wrestlers go over to basically get fed to Jordan Grace, but they're still showing up. You said that there was a thing between Rosemary and Wendy Chu that was over there. So, and obviously we had Rosemary just on this past Tuesday come over and wrestle in NXT, which for me was like, I was so happy for her. Like I had forgotten we had talked about that ahead of time. So when I watched NXT on like Thursday, I was like, oh my God, Rosemary, this is outstanding.
Well, speaking of the women on spoiler, right? So they had their tapings on Saturday. Yeah. And Honor and Grace and Carmen Petrovic were on that show. Carmen was challenging Jordan for the Knockouts title.
There we go.
So you basically, that was a great segue too. I figured Trey Miguel was going to get involved somehow. Honestly, I thought it was going to be like West hits with the chair and then Trey's like, or he was going to like start and then Miguel would like slide to like, no.
Take the hit
like,
for him or something. Yeah.
Something like that. Like, or be like, okay, done. Like, call it, I'm done. Like, throwing the towel kind of thing.
Yeah.
For him. But honestly, I ain't mad about the result. I mean, points wise, yes, but that's whatever. I mean, honestly, but like Scott said, like the matches, they're gonna have more match. Honestly, I'm gonna throw us out. I mean, I doubt WWE will ever do this. Bring Ultimate X to WWE.
That'd be fun. That would be fun.
That's one of the best matches TNA's ever created, by the way.
Absolutely.
Not the reverse battle royale. Come on.
That's the worst thing. That's the worst thing they ever did.
King of the Mountain also I thought was really good too.
King of the Mountain.
A very interesting way to go about it. But we could spend a long time talking about TNA and all the matches that they've come up with. But match number 3 for this card, it was for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Kalani Jordan defending and defeating Wendy Chu to retain her title. We talked about this in the very beginning about how I felt like this match had too many pinning attempts, too many near falls. The match went 13 minutes, but it felt like it went 35. I felt like it wouldn't end. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
No.
Because both Kalani and Wendy are great wrestlers. But I just felt like, I don't know, it just something felt off about this match, at least for me. I'd probably give this a 6, maybe even a 5.5, because it was just like, all right, move on.
I give this one. This was my least favorite thing on the show, to be honest with you. I gave this one 6. Like Scott, like basically, it did feel like 30 minutes, to be honest with you. I don't really what did it go, Scott? Like 13 and a half?
It went 13-19, which still was the shortest on the card, but it felt like one of the longest.
Oh my God. Like 2 minutes. Like, I don't know. Like, I felt like there were certain times where it was like, okay, like I'll do some. Okay, now you can. The first couple minutes, honestly, I thought it almost felt like a practice match.
Right. Yeah. They're running at 3/4. Yeah.
They're like,
100%.
okay, all right, I'll do a move. Okay, your turn. It's like, it like back to the Wesley side. That's what almost felt like the first few minutes for me too, as well. Like they were running, and it was like, okay, Zach, you go. Okay, Wes, you go. It's like,
Yeah.
like come on, but that one I'm just nitpicking. But honestly, like I thought Wendy had it there because the referee dropped her hand once, and I thought he called it, and then she was like very last second.
Yeah.
I'm
The way it ended, I thought was really good. Like, I loved the fact that Wendy was going to put her out to sleep and how her arm was literally like
an inch from the man.
From the thing. And then all of a sudden it did, the whole shaking, the Hulk up thing. And it was just like, all right, here we go. But yeah, it was good, but
it
felt way too long.
It did. Also talk about Fake Joe's commentary real quick. So when shit the frog splash, like he's like, it wasn't fully 5-star. I'm like, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
And then this boy like, it's like, that's one of a kind. I'm like, well, we know who, and Kalani even said like one of her favorite wrestlers are RED. So I mean, but honestly, I like when she's a good wrestler, but I'm not a big fan of the spooky gimmick.
I mean, I feel like I don't know. I feel like now she's going to have a prominent feature in Halloween Havoc, which is their next premium live event.
I think that's the Sunday before Halloween, isn't it? I think they said
the 27th, I think it is. But I love the fact that they've turned that into a premium live event and not just a TV special.
Thank God, to be honest with you.
Yes. Halloween Havoc was one of WCW's best pay-per-views that they ever had. So the fact that they're now bringing this back as a premium live event for WWE, for NXT anyways, is I love it. But moving on, at least for me, this was my match of the night for the men's NXT North American Championship. Obafemi taking on and defeating the Dawn of NXT, Tony D'Angelo, in a match that was only a hair under 14 minutes, but I wanted it to go at least like an hour. Like, these two beat the ever-living piss out of one another, and it was wonderful to watch. I don't think I've ever seen Obafemi this, like, his title reign being in such peril. Like, even the triple threat match he had with Josh Briggs and Dijak back at Stand and Deliver, I still had a feeling that Oba was going to win. In this match, for most of it, I had no idea who was going to win because they were so back and forth.
Oh my God.
It was wonderful to watch.
Well, Scott, remember you said remember when I said an Ethan pick?
Yep.
This is it.
Yep.
I like how he came out, and I guess he did you see him ripping the part of the belt? I was like, is he ripping the North American title? Then I was like, oh, he ripped
I guess one of the extenders.
Extender and the Velcro. By the way, I hate the Velcro. Thank God they got Triple H. That's one thing I'm going. Except the women's tag title still got it, but that's whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm so good. And the women's titles, ironically, they're all the women's titles, the NXT and the tag titles. They still got the Velcro.
I mean, it is easier to take off, but I know it takes away from the whole like prestige of having the clips and everything. So now I get what you're saying.
I like. By the way, I would not have been mad if Tony actually won this match. I thought he had him beat a couple. And I like
absolutely.
I'll destroy like Stacks and Luca, and then like next time I thought Tony had him a couple. I was like, you know what? If he wins, I ain't mad. I mean, it sucks points wise, but I ain't mad about the result. I mean, Tony Gio's been one of the best things coming 2.0. Stacks, I like the corner shot by the way, where I think they're all over the timekeepers here, like Luca, Ariana, and Stacks. Like, you got it, and then literally 30 seconds later, Obafemi takes him to Powerbomb City. I'm like, Stacks, you gotta stop jinxing him, brother. Stop yelling.
Right.
But I really, really enjoy. Unexpected banger, to be honest with you. I was like, wow. Wasn't expecting that to be great.
Tony D is very, I think he's still very underrated.
He is.
Like,
I agree.
What he can do. It's like he had his Stand and Deliver match last year with Elia back in April, which another banger. Tony just pulls, I think he wrestles up to his competitors. And it's just, they just have wonderful matches. Like Oba has been, I think what would they say? He's had 21 matches or something.
21 matches.
It's like, how are you this good this fast? It's like, this is Kurt Angle levels of fast of how good he is. And Tony just brought it as well. And it's just, part of me doesn't want this to end either. Like, I want this feud to continue. Will it? I don't know. But we'll see. I feel like also at this point, Tony keeps trying to win everything besides the Heritage Cup, and he's lost. It's like, what do you do now? Do you send him up with the rest of the family? Do you continue his trek to win another title that maybe he'll never get? I don't know. I feel like they're almost running out of things for Tony to do at this point.
I think it's time. Like honestly, I would keep Rizzo down there, just not forever, but like for kind of like what they did with Legato, like with Electra, keep her down there for a little bit longer, and then like move her up, kind of thing.
I mean, you could, but I thought that was one of the biggest mistakes that they did is they left Electra Lopez down in NXT, and they put Zelina Vega with Legato. It didn't fit. So I was like, you can't put anybody else with the family in a female role other than Rizzo. It's like they just work so well.
You could bring her up as a manager, and then like if you need like BFAB, you need to wrestle.
Oh, true. We'll see.
We'll see. But this was an unexpected bet. I was like, oh my god, this is so magnificent.
Love it. I gave this one a 9.
I would say from my perspective, I love everything that Tony's doing, the whole family angle. But I will say I do get concerned for somebody who I feel like has so much momentum. There's a chance that they could. This is one of the people I would be afraid they're going to drop. Because I'm like, there's going to be a point, well, like you're saying, Scott, what else can he do?
Yeah.
You know, if you bring him to the main roster, is he going to make his way up and move up the card? Or is he going to become jobber material? Because I don't think he's jobber material.
Absolutely not. I agree with you 100%. That's what I'm worried about. It's like, where do you go from here? Like, you need to give him a title that's not the Heritage Cup. Like, you need to give him an actual title. I think, honestly, like, Tony's beyond the North American Championship at this point. And honestly, I think Oba himself is beyond this title at this point.
Me too.
Like, he doesn't need it anymore. So that's why I was like, oh, if you're going to drop it to Tony, okay, that works. And then Oba can go right after the NXT Championship. But I don't know.
I personally, I think Oba would be good on the main roster.
Oh, absolutely. My God. Oh, my God.
You put him on the main roster. Here, I'm going to fantasy book. And this is from somebody who hasn't really watched the NXT product as much as I want to. Because I do love the talent. Oba, main roster. Tony, give him the title and make the family hold NXT hostage. Make it a Soprano situation.
Yep. I'd be all right with that. I want to see Oba and Bronson Reed. That's what I want to see. Just
meat,
right?
Madness.
Just insane.
You know what? It's got. I'll raise you one up. Him and Braun Strowman.
Put them all together. Triple threat match. Hell, throw Ivar in there. Get Eric in there too. Like, get all the big guys. We want our Meat Mania. It was supposed to happen, and then people got hurt, and it didn't happen. So just
needs to be a battle royale of just you're gonna be
like. Bronson Reed won that Mania. He's like, it's at the Andre. Can we just have a meat?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
what was it? Meat Mania. Meat
Mania. Yep.
You know, people even when your own roster wants the Meat Mania.
Oh my God.
Sorry. But I mean, if he goes to, oh my God, bring him up now. Screw it. Put him up.
Let's do it.
Do it. Bronson Reed.
I mean, he's only got 22 matches under his belt. Let the man cook down there for a couple years. Let him get the NXT title and hold it hostage like he's doing with the North American title. Let him do that. Then somebody will come in and beat him, and then he comes up to the main roster, and then just all hell.
Him and Braun Breaker would be great.
Again, yes.
Oof versus the Oof versus the Wolf.
God. It's good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, our women's title match. Roxanne Perez defeating Jada Parker, but Jada Parker had
best match of her career.
Correct. Definitely had a breakout match. I love how, I don't know if her ribs actually got hurt during this match, but she sold her rib injuries like yes, it was wonderful. But Roxanne, we have to keep asking the question, who's going to beat Roxanne? Right now it's nobody, but at the end of this, we got ourselves a debut. I thought it would be Steph Delander. Oh, not Steph Delander. Stephanie Van Cure.
I'll give you a pass on that one. I
just watched the TNA episode, so that's why. But Stephanie Van Cure, but it wasn't. It was Julia. And her theme song was amazing. Her look is amazing. She just gets in the ring. There's fog everywhere, and she just stands. next to Roxanne. Roxanne doing the whole title lifting thing, and she's like a foot taller than her. Like, Jesus Christ. It's just the limited access I've seen when it comes to Julia's matches. Dear Lord, we are gonna have some absolute bangers.
Do you hear the fans chant it?
No, I didn't, because I was too busy being like, "Oh my God,
They
this is
chant
happening."
Julia's gonna fuck you up. And let's be honest, yes. I mean, Roxy's got to sell her ass off for that match. To be honest with you, I think they should do on the first CW episode, like what is it, October 1st? I think it is.
October 1st. Yep.
Well, first before I get to that, Jay Parker, best match of her career,
Absolutely.
7 out of 10. This match, honestly, that timekeeper spot, they need to let that take a break from that for a while, because we've seen that pretty much the last couple weeks. It's like, okay, take a look. I mean, that pop rocks on the barricade, ouch.
Yeah, I know.
Ouch.
When Roxanne even starts screaming out in pain, I'm like, that didn't hit so well. But she only hit 2 pop rocks in this match
Thank God.
compared to 5 in the last one.
Yeah, okay. I still say I'm dying on this hill, but that 5 pop rocks was completely unnecessary.
Yeah, I know.
But two's okay. I mean, Jada Parker, she's a future champion, women's champion in the future. I could see her with the women's North American title first before going for the women's title. But in the next couple of years, she should have held it. Julia coming out. I pull a Scott. I jump down my chair. I'm like, let's go, Julia. Oh, we all know she's coming. It's just a matter of when she's showing up.
Yeah.
Theme song's a banger. A rare Death Rumble win. Yeah, Roxanne, you're gonna get fucked up.
Yeah.
So this is one of the clips I saw. You know,
Epic.
Everything about you know what I got out of this? My favorite, and I'm very biased because I'm a huge fan. My favorite probably debut on NXT of all time is when Adam Cole came.
Yes.
The fact that if I want to chill down my spine, I go back and rewatch that whole bit.
Yep.
Because it was it was a melding of worlds, and this had the very same feel.
It did, yeah.
And like lifts the belt, the lights go out, heavy smoke, the music is like I said, phenomenal theme. Nothing on the screen until she is out of the smoke and she's standing there.
Thank
and
God.
I got chills.
Yep.
I got chills, and I'm like, this is the person taking that title.
Yeah.
And she will not be in NXT for long.
No.
Triple H says she's gonna be a star, so he's got some high hopes for her.
She's going to. Yeah, I was excited. Again, I haven't been watching. I know enough about NXT at this point where I know who I enjoy, who I like, who I think is good. But I just know I saw this whole bit. I was just like, this is big. The only thing I do have a minor complaint. This is one of those nitpick things that's been with me for a while. I hate. I'm going to say this. This isn't anything about anybody who says it. I hate when you're listening to the commentary team and they go, we've been hearing the rumors when everyone knows, she showed up 6 months ago.
I stand deliver.
That she had signed already and the rumors are now confirmed. No, you leaked that to Sean Ross Sapp months ago. It's not a rumor.
Yeah.
And this isn't against what's his name? Vic Joseph?
Yeah.
Excalibur does it too, and it drives up a wall. I go,
know.
if you're going to do that with somebody who you have no announcement.
Roderick Strong, or
I don't know. Hypothetically, if Okada went to WWE and there was nothing on that.
Yeah.
Make it an actual rumor. That's like if Ricochet. I don't know if he said it. He might have said it with Ricochet too.
He did.
Where he's like, the rumors are true. It's like, dude, it was announced. Why are we making? It's very nitpicky. It's very small, but it's find something else to say. Like
that's my nitpick too. I thought that was super annoying. I'm like, Vic, like that should have been the time where no one says
nobody says anything. Yeah, just let it happen.
Let her come out. And I'll be honest, Scott, I actually thought it was gonna be Stephanie too, because where the smoke, I was like, okay. But it's speaking of Stephanie, so her Instagram story, it had her face Julia's face, and then there's a wrestler in Australia named Delta. She's actually
Yes.
So when I seen her, she's not the airport people.
Yes, I know.
The wrestler from Australia. Like I see it when I see clips of her, she can go.
Yeah.
And they put those three. I'm like, are we getting 3 debuts in one night?
I mean, oh my god, that would have been nuts, especially from the women's roster side of things. Like, my god. I knew of Delta because of Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's talked about her, about how
and her
good
too.
she is. And that got me going on, of course, the rabbit hole to go see things. And I'm just like, okay, like we could be entering the NXT Black and Gold edition for the women's side of things with these 3 women coming in. So we'll see. It's going to be good.
Take?
Give me the hot take. You know we love the hot takes here.
Yeah, all right, hot take. NXT's got the best women's division.
I mean, I know they all say it, but I 100% agree with you. Like, and I love what TNA has done with their knockouts division. AEW's women's division has actually elevated itself recently, so that's been good. But yeah, NXT right now, I don't think anybody's touching them.
People who say Julia's not a star, let me run down her accomplishments super quick. So in Ice Ribbon, she held the tag titles once. New Japan, she held the Strong Women's title once because she beat Willow, our girl. In Stardom, she held the R Stardom titles twice. God Stardom title once. Their world titles once a piece. Won their Cinderella tournament. That's like their New Japan Cup.
Okay.
In 2020, and then won the 5-star Grand Prix. That's their G1 in 2022. So don't tell me, oh, Julia, I don't know who she is. She's not a star. It's called Google, guys. Research.
Pretty much, and that's the biggest problem with a lot of people out there in the IWC is that they don't do
Don't Google it.
They don't do research. They just like, I don't know who this person is, so obviously they suck. That's just how they are, and it's just we just have to be out here proving them wrong because
she's got one of the greatest matches in Stardom. Some great matches in Marigold, even though Marigold's only been around like a year. Nah, actually not even a year.
I was saying not even a year, like 6 months maybe.
6 months, yeah. She's so talented. I can't wait for her on NXT. I'm so pumped. I mean, like I said, Roxy, you're pretty much screwed. Like your time reign's coming to an end. But let's be honest, I think everybody said that. Everybody's been saying that too. Like we're pretty much just waiting for Julia. It's just a matter of when she's showing up. Now let's get Stephanie. I think they're gonna save Stephanie for CW.
That's true. I think that would be a good.
Because she's working on her visa, I believe is the last thing I read about her. Like she's pretty much ready to go. It's just a matter of a visa kind of thing.
Yep.
And I think same with Delta too. I believe. Don't quote me on that one because I'm not 100% sure on Delta. But from what I've seen, she can go. Like she's underrated. I can't wait to see.
It's gonna be good.
I'm excited. Let's get to the main event.
This main event was pretty good too. Another one of the. I want to say like all-star-esque type matches, but you have AEW, TNA, and WWE all wrapped up together and being represented in this match, essentially. Ethan Page, our NXT champion, taking on, yes, all ego, taking on the person that we all believe in, Joe Hendry from TNA, with Trick Williams being our special guest ref for the NXT title. Ethan Page retains, obviously, via shenanigans because it's Ethan Page. He has to have shenanigans. I love this. I love this for Joe, especially because being able to perform in front of 13,000 plus is just, I'm sure it was wonderful for him, just as a standpoint for his wrestling career. Just he did really well in this match. So did Ethan. I'm not going to take away from the champ. I'm glad he's finally getting his flowers for the shitty run he had in AEW because I still to this day don't understand how they could fumble him so hard. I love the fact that this past Tuesday, Joe Hendry did one of his concerts and he referenced Karate Man. It made me so happy. For the deep cuts. Exactly. The deep cuts talking about TNA, you reference Karate Man.
Ethan Page said that, yeah, he had an interview. Sorry, Scott, I'm going to cut you off. Ethan Page was talking about an interview about the whole crowd. Because I think TNA, like, Impact back then, I guess they wanted him to do some. Yeah. I think they wanted him to give him the Karate Man. And Ethan Page, like, not to be an a-hole, but like no.
Yeah. I know he was also very upset with how TNA did his match when it was him versus Karate Man on his way out. Ethan had a whole thing he wanted to do with this, and I wish to God he would be able to pull it off. But I remember watching. I think Sam, it was when you and I were actually one of the rare times you and I were actually watching a pay-per-view together, and we watched it. We both looked at each other and go, "That's it? Like what the fuck?"
That killed me because I was so invested in the Karate Man Ethan Page thing.
Like yeah, because I remember he said that he's like we had like I think he had like I think he showed like a notebook and stuff, and then TNA's like, nope, 13 minutes, that's all you're getting, or actually not even that, like 10 minutes, and it was just like,
it was so disappointing. It was so disappointing. But I love that. Trick did what he said he was going to do. He called it down the middle. There was no influence either way. Even though Joe had said that he would make Trick the first contender if he won the title. Ethan Page does win after a low blow to Joe. We had a ref bump from Trick. Then we had the second ref come in, which also then took a bump, obviously, because that's just how this works. But yeah, I honestly hope this is not the end for Joe Hendry being in NXT as well, especially with how this match ended. But for me, I gave this a 7 out of 10.
I did too. I did forget to tell you guys because I started giving you ratings in the group, and I forgot. I was like, oh, I forgot the last 2 matches. But anyway, yeah, this one was a 7. I actually thought Hendry had won a couple, and then Trick's like foot under the bottom rope, and Joe's like, but he gets it kind of thing. The Denver crowd was hyped for him, which is good because
yes,
it's by Josh Alexander on Twitter. He's like, "Wow, you disappointed the TNA family locker room. I'll see you back on Thursdays." And he had the Will Ferrell. I think it was the Wedding Crashers mode. He's like, "Loser."
Oh, Jesus.
I was like, "Heel." What a heel. But Josh didn't talk. He lost his Iron Man match at Emergence. So, and then Joe Hendricks way, he's like, I just made it No Mercy. I'm like, that's crazy how it's 2024 and a TNA wrestler main event at a pay-per-view. Like Riley Osborne was on Emergence Friday. So I mean, nice. The forbidden door. It's just this match was fun. I mean, it's fun. Trick early in the day on the pre-show was asking for advice, and we didn't know who he was talking to. And the camera pans over to Shawn Michaels. And he's like, and he's trying to ask him about the shorts because he wore them on Tuesday. And then Shawn's like, never mind. I can't ask that because obviously it's his boss, right? I'm like, okay, you know what? That was actually kind of fun. Even Trick laughed. I'm like, okay, it's safe to laugh. Yep. But it's funny how Joe hit the standing ovation, and then Trick's like, okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm like, Ethan Page, come on, man, do something. Because Ormenta did that to him for a bit too. So,
but that's funny though, because that's like his shtick. Like when it doesn't count, he gets pinned. But when it does count, Ethan finds a way to get in.
He kicked him in the yang bags, and then pit the Eagle's Edge.
Yep.
And then Trick's like, 3.
I know, reluctantly, he's like, fine.
But Abel said before I think the winner, like, also Ethan Page, I think they're defending it, and I think she's on that Chicago show, like that first one on CW. Yep. So maybe against Trick.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. He's got to worry about Pete Dunne and coming this Tuesday.
Did you find that the way they closed out the show kind of a little flat, where Pete Dunne attacked them, and then they're just both staring at each other like, okay, and then show's done.
Well, I mean, they're both heels. They're not going to fight each other. So, I mean, it kind of made sense. It was like a TV ending. Like, it wasn't like a big pay-per-view send-off. Like, if Julia coming out to Roxanne was closing the show, that would have been, like, amazing. But it is what it is. I enjoyed it. Overall, I'd probably give the whole weekend an 8 out of 10.
Yep, me too.
So.
Fun wrestling weekend. And now the train doesn't stop rolling. Well, actually, we got to do points first, but
true. So for the points, Ethan has once again extended his lead because on Saturday, Bash Berlin, he clean sweeped, so he gets the extra point as well as the win. So Ethan now is at 10 points for the year. Sam and I win NXT No Mercy, but because of the Chase U loss, we only get 1 point apiece. So now we are at 5. So Ethan right now has a 5-point lead over the both of us. But it's going to be a minute before we get to another show. And then October is going to be like 18 shows. So
because the rest of there's All Out Saturday.
Correct.
I think that's it. This is it for WWE till October, isn't it?
Yeah, Bad Blood.
Bad Blood. Okay, so All Out, and then there's a TNA Victor, but that's not point wise. That's just I'm just going off the schedule. A bunch of New Japan stuff. In October, there's like Bad Blood. There's Wrestle Dream. There's
Halloween Havoc.
Halloween Havoc. Which it's funny because I looked over and I just saw Halloween and then Peacock. I'm like, oh, it's on a TV. Yes.
Yep.
Which I'm glad they're doing. To be honest with you.
I think Bound for Glory is also
Bound for Glory in October.
So that'll be another one that we get to do. So yeah, October's looking real busy for us. But I think after All In or All Out, I don't think there's anything left in September.
For pick wise,
everything's in October. yeah, points wise, everything in October.
Pick show wise, I think this is after All Out. I think that's it till when is Bad Blood? October 6th?
October 5th.
Oh, by the way, I'm glad we brought right quick before we end the show. So they're actually doing it early this time, not the 7 p.m. Eastern.
I saw that.
It's because UFC is on that same night, so I think they want to try to beat it before.
Starts at what, 5 Eastern?
6 p.m.
Oh, 6 Eastern. Okay.
7 for me. Yeah, it'll be over at 10 o'clock.
I like that. Which means the pre-show will start at 4 because they've been doing the 2-hour pre-shows. Which honestly, I've watched the last 2. There's some good content in there. So
I watched it in the background, and it's funny. The Bash of Berlin, for example. So Miz was doing that main event menu, and then he was talking about donuts. And Jackie's like, as a Canadian, I'm like, oh, here we go. 10 more in comment. Let's go. She's like, we like our donuts, right? I'm like, tell me you're Canadian without telling me you're Canadian.
Well, but the fact that
maple and bacon.
Well, yes, that too. But the fact that she said that she'd prefer to have a round donut than a long donut, just because it's more appropriate for television, I was like, ma'am, you did not need to go there. But now that you went there, so did everybody else.
That's what she said.
Literally.
Well, and a Big E was like, I don't know why. I was waiting for Big E to say that or make a more of a dirty joke. I'm like, all right, Big E. Big E, he likes making dirty jokes too, right?
I'm glad though that he kept it under wraps and they both just kind of like pushed it out. I actually tweeted her after that. I'm like, you saved yourself a lot of memes by having a round donut, and she liked it. So I was like, yes,
yeah. But that was it. Took me a second too. And I'm like, Miss Redmond, what are you doing?
Wait a minute.
I thought Sam was bad making dirty jokes.
I am pretty good. I more recently have decided to, I don't know, especially when we're recording, I try to make sure I limit that because the world is your oyster, my friends.
Yep.
With that being said, guys, yeah, we got All Out. Don't forget to check out our pre-show we have coming out later this week. AEW All Out, and then we have all of our October shows. Don't forget to follow us on X at Above the Ring and Bedlam Media. You can find myself as this will be official, Scotty J-Stream, and Ethan as Wrestling_fan_9. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow us on YouTube. We are also back on Spotify. I think you said Podbean, Scott.
Apple too.
We're in a lot more places now, so I'm gonna still continue adding us back to more places. But yeah, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're on Good Pods. Yeah, we're growing once again.
Yeah, so you'll be able to find us anywhere. Don't forget to leave a comment, tell people why Bedlam Media and Above the Ring is a podcast of your choosing, why they should listen to us as well. Guys, that's all we have for time today. Don't forget, as always, to join the Bedlam.
Thanks.